Hello, everyone. How's it going today on this beautiful, hot, and sweaty Saturday? I am your host. Along with me is the
CDH Warrior.
and today's sponsor is by Garfield. He's our sponsor of the day. Brought to you by Catnip. But before we get started, and all jokes aside,
Garfield looks thrilled to do that. He's thrilled to be on camera as well.
this ain't his first appearance. This ain't his first appearance in cameras. Because if you want to see my other videos, he's in another video as well. But before we get started, a few people asked me to give them a shout out. And if you'd like to have a shout out, just let me know down in the comment section below. And the people who asked for a shout out was Kathy and Amanda and a few others at work. But today's subject I want to start with, I got a couple of them. One has to do with family. Mainly about family.
Yeah.
But how many people out there have someone in their family like this that's a user and only comes around when they want something or calls you when they want something? And I have somebody in my family that's like that. You need help, Bear?
Let me go help there. Let's pause this for a second. Help there.
But on my wife's side of the family, I have someone like this. And don't get me wrong, we have that relationship, that love-hate relationship. And I'll do anything, you know, just like anybody. I'll protect them if it came down to it. But I held my peace, but I can't hold it no more. It's been going on for years. Ever since our marriage, we've been married for 18, 19 years. And it's been going on for 12 of those 19 years. And I'm getting fed up with it. To me it seems like there's just no respect there. No respect. And what I mean by no respect, I'm talking about once you get married, you still have a sister, but in a way you don't either. Because once you get married, that's no longer your family. Because your family is your husband, your spouse. And if you decide to have kids, they become your family too. But no more. I'm done with the BS, because the last thing, back when her sister found out I got a Amazon account, the Prime version of Amazon, where you get a credit card. She had the audacity to ask me to use half of my credit card to pay for school supplies. Well, not me specifically, but she asked Nancy, and she didn't really ask. She just expects. She just expects us to help. Because she don't really ask. She expects it. And when she talks to you about where she wants to go and how she wants to do stuff, she don't ask. She just automatically assumes that you're gonna take her. So when the next day or two comes around, this is her exact words. I thought you were gonna come get me so we can go. Nope, you didn't ask. You did not ask. So how many people out there experienced the similarities? It might be your family or someone you know. That's going through the same thing. How many people out there are experiencing that now? How many have experienced it in the past? And some of you might experience in the future. But back when I first got married too, yes, I know that her and her husband went through some issues, and they're no longer with each other. And I told her I'd help her the best way I could, but not every time I turn around.
Yeah.
You say good, Sammy. Both of y'all can share that window. But this is the reasons why I quit going over there. It's because I just got tired of it. I'm just tired of it. She's one of the reasons why I quit going over there. Back when she, and this is one of the reasons why I quit going to her parents' house too. Because let's just say they were raised different than how I was raised.
Yeah.
Because see, back when I was being raised, it did not matter who corrected you or punished you.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if it's grandpa, grandma, aunt, uncle. It took a village to raise a kid. And what it all boils down to is I took my experiences and try to do and help her out too. But it seemed like to me, it seems like everybody on my wife's side of the family had a right to say something. But
you did.
But I didn't. Because every time when I saw something and corrected the kids, it seems like I got fussed at instead of saying, telling the kids, you need to quit that. I'd always get fussed at.
Yeah.
Saying, don't be getting none of my kids. Well, guess what? Just tell your kids to stop doing this, or you tell your kids to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really do anything now. It's because they're older and whatever. This was back when they were in elementary school and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, every time I told the kid, and when we went to church, on the days we went to church, I also said, y'all need to start paying attention, stop coloring, because they were at that age where they needed to start to pay attention.
Yeah.
and all that. And guess what I got? Quit telling my kids what to do. Well, they're old enough where they need to start paying attention. I don't care if they color, draw, or whatever, back when we're doing whatever. But once that preacher starts preaching, you're supposed to pay attention. And that's how I was raised. It did. I mean, that's what Sunday school was for.
Yeah.
Was for the kids to color and learn, but not during services.
Yeah.
And me and Destiny are so alike. And that's the oldest. We butt heads a lot because we're so alike. She likes the same things I do, even though I'm her uncle. And I just felt like I was the black sheep of the family. The only people who liked me were her grandma and grandpa. Everybody else was judgmental.
Yeah.
Everybody judged me before they got to know me. I'm serious. Her whole family, except for her grandma and grandpa, judged me before they got to know me.
Yeah.
Because I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. Because I lived that ghetto life. I dressed like a ghetto. Someone who came from the ghetto. And I talked that ghetto talk back then. Just because I'm not a country fanatic, or I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the country life.
Yeah.
But I love living out in the country too. But don't judge me on where I come from.
Oh yeah.
Don't judge me on based on how I act. Don't judge me on based on what clothes I wear.
Oh yeah.
I provide. This is how you're supposed to judge somebody. I provide for my family. I make sure my family has everything that they want. I treat others the way I want to be treated. If you show me respect, I'll show you respect. Don't judge somebody before you get to know them, because you never know. They might be your best friend. And they might be the person that you judged, they could have been the one that helped you when you needed it, where everybody else would have just sat back and laughed at you.
Yeah.
But, and I'm just talking about over the years, not just recently. This is the whole 18, 19 year relationship I had with them.
Yeah.
Well, technically it's 22 years, because we were dating and stuff for 4 years before we decided to get married. So technically it's 22 years. So 22 minus 4 is how long we've been married.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 18 years. Because 22 minus 4 is 18.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Back when I first got married, was it all peaches and cream? No. It took me marrying their daughter for them to stop judging me. For 4 years, I was judged by everybody in her family.
Yeah.
Cousins, aunts, uncles, and everybody in between. All because I look the way I do.
Yeah.
Clothes don't make a person. Yeah, I might dress like a ghetto guy person, but actions speak louder than word. Actions speak louder.
Yeah.
I do not, just because I dress like it, doesn't mean I act like it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think so many people are stuck in the clothes make a man kind of ideals, and that's not necessarily the case.
Nope, because there's a preacher out there that dresses like a ghetto. Someone who thinks that someone lives in a ghetto. But he's a preacher. He dressed up and this is proven facts. I've seen it. He dressed up one day, like in suit and tie.
Yeah.
And at the end of after he got done preaching and everything, he started taking his suit off and told everybody, "This is how I really am.
Oh, yeah.
This is how I really dress." Because he was trying to make a point to everybody he was preaching to. Don't judge somebody before you get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's what part of her family. But, you know, the other thing is too, like I said, I don't mind helping her when someone truly needs it.
Yeah.
I'll help you if you truly need it. But not every time you turn around.
Yeah.
Not every single time you turn around. Just like tomorrow. Which is understandable because we'll be on the way home. Now, see if I'm on my way home.
Yeah.
From doing you see where tomorrow we're going to be doing our cookout.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand that. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Because she asked Nancy to take her shopping after we have our family get together.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, as long as it's on the way home.
Yeah.
But do not, and this is why Nancy's wore out.
Don't
say-
force special trips just for the heck of it.
Yeah, this is why Nancy's wore out and always tired and always wanting to go to bed by as soon as she gets home from work.
Yeah.
Is because as soon as she opens that door, phone rings. As soon as she walks through that door at 4 p.m., that's when she gets off at 3:30. But it takes about 30 minutes to get home because of traffic.
Yeah.
But as soon as she walks in that door, that phone rings.
And of course, Nancy automatically answers.
Yep. Or she'll call. Nancy will call them on the way home. Which I don't have a problem with that either.
No.
As long as Nancy gets off it when she gets home.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes talking to somebody is more than plenty of time enough to do stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But that's beside the point. The point is that I'm trying to make. I don't care if you want to go take somebody or you need to go somewhere. But
Yeah.
don't take advantage of the situations.
Oh, yeah.
Do not take advantage. If someone worked 8 to 12 hour shifts, 6 days a week, don't be hounding them. Don't be hounding. Don't be saying, "Oh, can you take me here? Can you take me there? Can you take me grocery shopping? Can you?" How many people in your family can drive?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm dead serious. How many people in her family can drive? Mommy and Daddy, which I can understand that don't want to do it all the time because they're kind of at the point where
You're getting older.
Yeah. But you got your younger sister. You got your brother. They all can drive.
Why can't... Oh, I think we discussed this. Why can't Nancy's sister drive? The one that always asks about... The one that always comes to Nancy. Just the fact that she flat out doesn't want to?
No, because she keeps saying that her not what you call paranoia, but anxiety.
Anxiety. Okay.
She gets panicky real fast. Well, but that's an excuse to me.
Yeah.
Because I know plenty of people that have anxiety that still drive.
Oh yeah.
They take pills. And I told her to take the bus one day. If you really got to go somewhere. I'm not taking my kids on the bus. I got too many of them, and I thought to myself, who the hell cares? That's exactly what I thought to myself. Who the hell cares? I know people out there. I know single parents out there that have 4 or more that take the damn bus.
Yep.
And guess what? Are they always perfect little angels? No. But do they do what mama tells them to? Yes. And even her dad admitted one time she needs to learn to take that damn bus. You're not above anybody else for public transportation. Hell, I even took the bus when my car broke down to get back and forth to work. Thankfully, I lived on a bus line at that time. But I took the bus to get back and forth to work. And this was back when I worked for a UT campus. Back in 01 and 02.
Oh wow.
So this was back when I was having car trouble because it was one of my first cars that I ever owned. Was I above taking? No. But I'm getting sick and tired of people thinking I'm too good of doing this or that. No, you're not. You just choose not to and try to take advantage of people's kindness.
All the people that I'm too good for that. I'm too good for you, and it's like, no, you're not.
And same way with fast food.
Oh yeah.
I'm too good. You know how much fast food pays?
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna use this as an example. Guess how much Little Caesar starts you out at?
$10 an hour.
$11 an hour.
Good grace, that's more than we start out at.
You start
That's
out
starting pay?
Yeah, that's starting pay.
That's
And
more than
and all you do
clerks
is
at a grocery store make.
and all you do is make pizza dough all damn day.
Yeah.
For $11 an hour.
Because right now, I think we're maxed out. I've maxed out at least.
I'm maxed out because they would have had me evaluation by now.
Because I'm making something like 11 something an hour.
I am too. I'm making close to $12 an hour.
Yeah. They're making more than we are for basically the same physical labor.
Hell, even McDonald's is making more than we are.
Oh God, yes.
Burger King's making more an hour. But thankfully,
yeah.
But Sean's trying to do something and try to get it approved. He's trying to get everybody. You already know that because you were in that break room when he was talking about it.
About the raise?
About he's trying to get Steven to approve something. Yeah. Get it by the August 20th.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll probably get a raise anyway because I become a cashier.
Same with me.
Because once I become a cashier,
pay scale changes.
Yeah.
It goes up an extra $1 or something. I think it goes up to 12 is where you're starting as for cashier.
Then why was Idiot Boy making 16? And you know who I'm talking about.
The one that can't do his job?
No, the one that I thought about starting a business with at first. because his mom was a but you told me that you don't want him to work with us.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was making $16 an hour and complaining.
Oh God, now that you state that, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm glad we did not consider going.
And you know, I haven't heard from him ever since he quit or got fired.
Yeah.
Which is fine with me. I forgot what his name was, but it's not, name ain't really important because the highest, I guess the highest you can make as a cashier is $16 an hour before you go to staff.
Even $16 an hour is pretty daggum good.
My wife's making $16 an hour, maybe 17 to 18 by now, because she's fixing to get another raise, and it's going to be a $2 raise.
But even at that, 16 an hour is pretty doggone good. That's almost what our deli people make.
Yep. But
Enough on that.
the point is mainly about the family situations.
Yeah.
I'm just sick and tired of her taking an advantage.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of using, complaining, coming up with excuses just to get you to do something.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, and the rest of the world's eyes, once you're married, what you call brothers and sisters, mommy and daddy and everybody, that becomes secondary. Your spouse
Is
primary, because that's your family now.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to go God, your spouse, then the rest of the family, then your friends.
Yeah.
Unless you consider your friends, some of your friends, your like family.
Yeah.
Like I do with you. Like I do with you.
Yeah.
I consider you family. But and does she even offer to pay help gas? No. Even though she has say if you need gas money every now and then, and once in a blue moon. This is why I don't have many friends either. All the friends that I drove around, everybody I used to drive around,
took advantage.
well, but you were an example, or
I'm kind of the outlier in everything.
you're more whatever because you have your own car.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people that don't have cars or vehicles. You have your own car, so I'm not.
Evan's the obvious one that comes to my mind.
He helped me pay gas.
Okay.
He's even filled my car out without even me asking.
Okay.
So, and I'm talking about friends before I met you and him.
Oh. Okay.
People, well, technically people, acquaintances now. They're not really friends anymore. I used to have this friend. We were going to go in partnership. I was starting our own restaurant. This was before you and Evan came along, and we were going to start a restaurant. Then we did start our own business. It was lawn care.
Okay, this was the lawn care business. Okay.
And then we went separate ways because the restaurant part didn't come through like we planned.
Yeah.
So we started our own. I started the.
You're the one that started the lawn care business.
Did I ask him to become a partner after so many whatever?
Yeah.
But Would you give me $10 if I asked for it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch, and you'll see why here in a minute.
I know where this is about to go, or I have a rough idea as to where this is
And
about to go.
y'all see where I'm going with this. If I asked you once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
not every time I turn around, but once a month or once in a blue moon, because I don't ask for gas money unless I really truly need it.
Oh yeah.
I had my business partner at that time. I asked him for $10 every now and then. 10, sometimes $5, $5 to $10 roughly, every once in a blue moon. And his excuses were, I ain't got it.
We're in a lawn care business.
And
How do you not have it?
And we were working, and plus we were working at the same time.
Yep.
We were doing a lawn care thing as a side hustle.
Yeah.
On our days off or after work. Try to earn a little bit more money.
If it's a side hustle, how do you not have money otherwise? And $5 or $10 isn't much.
Exactly. And I didn't ask for it like, hey, can I get $10 for gas? Then 2 days later, hey, can I get, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Or did I do it every once a week? No. I did it once a month.
At most.
At most.
Yeah.
And his excuses kept on saying, I don't have it.
Where's all that money going?
That's where I want to know. Where was all that money going? Because he lived in low-income apartments. And they bases whatever on... He lived in, like I said, low-income in apartments.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where he lives at now because I never really talked to him much anymore. His name was James. He's still a good fellow. And if I ever see him, I'll say, hey man, well, how you doing? What's up?
Yeah.
But see, he's still a good dude. He would have had my back no matter what. Even to today, he might still have my back. Just like I still have his.
Yeah.
But $10. You can't afford.
That's just called being cheap.
That's be treating me like shit.
Yeah.
Here I am trying to be a good friend to you, buying you food because I even offer to buy you stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you pay me back, and out of kindness.
Yeah.
But he never once asked, hey, I got this. Hey, I got that.
Yeah.
Let me help you out with gas. All I got, what kept on getting was excuses.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, cool. You know what?
It's not worth it.
Nope. You can only be nice to somebody for so long.
Yeah.
Before you just say, throw your hands in the air.
And just wash your hands of it.
You know, and say, okay, so this is how you're gonna be. Because you're working almost full-time hours at Kroger, plus making $20 an hour. Because when we did our lawn care, we were making $20 to $30 an hour,
Good grief.
depending on
Depending on the size of the yard.
yeah, and how long we were gonna be there, and what you wanted us to do.
Yeah.
So, how? And here I am asking, "Hey man, can I borrow about $10?" It's the only bills he had was his rent. Technically, his rent because his lights were included with the rent.
I was trying to say it was one of those that the rent and utilities were all rolled into one payment.
Yeah. I mean, I understand you want to save money, and for case of a rainy day, I can understand that.
Oh yeah.
Because I try to do the same thing. Don't always work out, but I try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you can't let someone borrow $10.
Yeah.
So instead of making a best friend,
Yeah.
I'll put him in a fair weather friend selection. Yeah. Then along comes Rodney, which is after James. He basically did me the same way. But his was a little more worse than James. I would ask him for gas money too. And he would come up with excuses too. But he wouldn't say, I ain't got it. He would just come up with different excuses. His excuses were, if we were going, like for example, if we were going to Lenore City, yeah, I'd help you with gas money. Yeah.
I don't have it. Or
No, that's it. That was his excuse. But since we're just driving around town, I don't think I should give you. I don't think I should give you gas money. That's his exact words. It's going to cost me the same if we go to Lenore City and back as it is. It's going to stay around town.
Yeah.
It's going to cost me about the same. So he automatically became just a fair weather friend. Just for that alone.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. He had a little bit more bills than James did.
Yeah.
Because he rode the bus. He didn't get one of those card things like James did, but we can work for $30. You can swipe it. He actually used money to get everywhere he went. So in a way, I can understand. And he paid for his own food and stuff too.
Yeah.
But so did James, but he didn't eat as much as Rodney did. And dial it back some. Dial it back to high school years. I had one friend out through from middle school to graduation. One friend, because we met each other in middle school, and we were friends from middle school to high school till after graduation. Then I just got fed up with him and said enough's enough, because the reason why I stuck around him and stuck with him was because he was the only person I hung out with. I didn't have multiple friends or like I do now.
Yeah.
He was my only friend. Now that guy, where got so now he was technically like a brother, but he backstabbed me after about
4 or 5 years.
About 5 years after. No. When did I live in Tanglewood?
Oh, this was the Tanglewoods.
Part of it, not all of it.
I've heard part of the story on this one.
First the first roommate was him, my friend from middle school. The first part of it. After that, we just split ways because I just said I'm done.
Yeah.
Because he reason why, because he did something that broke the camel's back. I should have ended the friendship back before that, because technically he almost got me thrown in jail twice.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That incident. Okay.
Yeah. He almost. Got
I thought it was the other one.
No, the second roommate didn't do nothing. We just got the second roommate. He got us kicked out of our apartment.
Okay.
The first one, he almost got me thrown in jail. This was before I asked him to move in with us. This was back when I used to live in the house next to Mom's.
Okay.
Years ago. Back when me and Nancy first got married. Back when I was working for UT, like I said, in 2001, 2020, like 2001 and 2002 era. The first time he almost got my ass thrown in jail, he stole his mama's car. And his mama told him not to do it because it had a bad tire. Well, he took it anyway. He came over and got me and said, "Hey, you want to go to Nashville so I can go see my girlfriend?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
You didn't know about the car.
I didn't know about the car. I didn't know about the car until about around 10, 11 o'clock that night. Thankfully, his mom went over to my mom's house, and my mom calmed his mom down because she was threatening to call the cops. So as soon as I got out the car, my mom come walking up to me and said, "Did you know this car that he stole his mom?" I said, "No," and this was my exact words. I said, "If I were to know, I told my mom, I said, Mom, you know that deep down inside, I would have never gotten that car if I would have known it was stolen." And she didn't say nothing else after that. The second time I almost got thrown in jail, thankfully the cop didn't act, because we were stopped by a cop. And I was praying, and I kept on telling him, "Dude, you need to come on. Dude, come on." But he kept on trying to hesitate and say, "No, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this." I said, "No, dude. You need to get your ass and get in this car now." Because if that cop would have looked in that bag and saw what was in there, because thankfully the cop thought we were fishing. And this was at night. Thankfully the cop thought we were night fishing. But if he literally wanted to see what was in that bag, it would look kind of, and I would have never got myself talked out of it. I would have never could have talked that cop out of it. I mean, he might have listened and let me go, but I didn't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
Because, see, what was inside that bag, you know how, not Wiccans, but you know, like, how people worship whatever at night, especially on Halloween night, all your witches and warlocks.
Yeah.
See, at the time, he was into that stuff back then, and he was.
Oh Lord, what animals did he have?
He didn't have no animals.
Oh.
He If the cop would have looked inside that bag, he would have saw daggers, knives. Yeah,
Oh!
because you know how you're supposed to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
See, now
He was going to sacrifice one of the fish?
No, he was going to sacrifice his so-called girlfriend. Not really kill her, but like cut her open, like stab her. So yeah,
Hey.
now we're to a cop.
That's
that
even
would,
more disturbing.
So to a cop, that would be kind of suspicious.
That would be attempted murder.
Because 2 guys, 1 girl, with a bag full of knives and daggers.
Attempted murder, attempted rape, sexual assault. I mean, I can go about 100 different directions.
Yep,
with
this
that.
was more
No
attempted.
problem.
This would have been more attempted
Attempted
murder
murder.
than anything. Because like I said, that's why I kept on telling him. I said, dude, come on. Just get your ass in the car and come on. Because if that cop would have wanted to look in that bag, I would have been sitting in jail with a record, and I would have had a record on me, because of his stupidity. And I would have been the innocent person, bystander. That's not. And I'm not joking about this. That's what really happened. I would have been the innocent victim, because I didn't want to have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But had
Because he was
anything happened, you would have been considered accessory.
I would have been considered a suspect, even though I would have had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But my mom knows about the first time, about where the stolen car. She doesn't know about the second time. What happened the second time? See, I should have ended the friendship there.
Yeah.
Then the third incident that really actually broke the camel's back.
Oh, there was a third attempt with this? I would have broken it after the second one with the knife. I would have said, dude, you're crazy. I'm out of here.
Well, we didn't hang out for a while after that.
Okay.
Then he came back up to me and said, I'm tiring. And being young, dumb, and full of cum, I forgave him. Because like I said, he was my only friend at the time.
Yeah.
So the third time is what broke the camel's back. See, I had a job coach back when I was younger that nobody knew about, but they probably will know about now.
Yeah.
Because people who are disability, they can have a job coach that help you get a job.
Yeah.
And I was one of those lucky people who had one. So but long story short, his name was Dewey Jones. Out of between me and him, he liked me more than him. Because his name was Scott Hurst. Out of me and Scott, he liked me the most.
Yeah.
Because he would keep in contact with my mom back then. Tell my mom how everything's going and how I'm doing and stuff. But when he passed away, I wanted to go to the funeral. So I called him up on the phone saying, "You going to the funeral?" "Yeah." Say, "Can you stop by and pick me up?"
Nope.
"Yeah, I'll stop by and pick you up."
He never showed.
He never showed up. So I called him about 20 minutes later or whatever. "Where you at, dude? You only live like the street."
Straight behind me.
Yeah, technically it really is, but It don't look like it's street behind me because because Trucks Ridge.
Okay.
Because this is back when we first moved on Valley View.
Yeah.
I don't live on Valley View anymore, but this was back when I lived on Valley View, and he lived on Greenway Drive.
Okay.
So there's a ridge. So technically, he still was next street behind me, but there was Trucks Ridge was.
Yeah.
But but anyway, why? Where you at? You just live the street behind me, dude.
Yeah.
Because he told me, Mom decided to go and didn't want to take you. You know how mad I was?
Wow.
You know how mad I was? I mean, the second time I called him and said, where you at? I was like, oh, we're on our way. Then again, 2 hours later, and this was getting around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. 2 hours later, I said, where the fuck are you? Well, I didn't say that, but I said, where the heck are you? Mom wanted to go to the funeral, too. Why didn't you come pick me up? She didn't want to.
Wow. Just wow.
In that night, even though guys aren't really supposed to cry or show their
You
emotions,
tried. I already know that.
guys aren't supposed to show their emotions, but I cried because Dewey meant a lot to me too.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry I missed your funeral, but it wasn't my fault. To this day,
You're still angry about that.
no, I still don't know where he's buried at.
Wow.
I still don't know where he's buried at. I don't know the cemetery. I don't know anything. My mom said we can look him up and see where he's at,
Yeah, find a grave. It's not that hard.
but the point is, don't tell me that you're gonna do something.
And then go back on promise.
Yeah. If you say you're gonna come and get me, if it wasn't gonna, this was a funeral.
Yeah.
And I don't tend to a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
But his I would have made an exception for. But the main part of the story was basically about family and we just not just went on for there.
Yeah.
But before we end the session, I'm gonna let my co-host say a few words and see what he wants, see his opinions about things. And if you have an opinion about things,
Can I comment below?
just put a comment below. Because I read comments. I might not respond back to you right then and there, but I do respond back to you, and I do read them. But without further ado,
I really don't have much to say. So we kind of got everything out as we were discussing back and forth.
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what technically a broadcast is, like talking back and forth. So without further ado, I'm your co-host, along with me, CDH Warrior. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And as always, if you're new here, stay true around here. We love you. Stay safe. Smash that like button. And sharing is caring. Peace out, my friends.